Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. Okay, I'll be taking you to read the news with me at 3. If you are a broadcaster or you want to know how I read my news, and most importantly, at the end of this video, I would be giving tips on how to read your news well, on how to ace your news reading. Okay, so I'll be reading the news when it is 3 p.m. for the news at 3. Come with me. A very beautiful afternoon to you. This is the news at 3 on Empire Radio 104.5 FM. My name is Triumph Akimwe. First, the headlines. MDLEA drops controversial visa clearance requirements for married women. IPO chair opens up about how NNPC sells PMS to marketers per litre. On the front end, European Union seeks innovative ways to deport irregular migrant asylum seekers. On entertainment, our staff reaches 2 billion Spotify streams. In the world of sport, Rafael Nadal to retire after Davis Cup finals in November. Welcome back. Now the news in detail. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has announced a review of its visa clearance procedures. It was gathered that the requirements which mandated married women to submit an approval letter from their husbands as part of the visa application process sparked widespread debate on social media yesterday. However, many criticized the policy, describing it as outdated and discriminatory. In response, the agency spokesperson, Femi Babafemi, in a notice today, stated that the provision had been removed as part of an ongoing review of the entire procedure. The national president of the Independent Marketers Association of Nigeria, Abubakar Garima, has revealed that the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited is currently asking oil marketers to buy petroleum products from its depot at 1,010 naira per litre in Lagos State. He stated that the price peg is significantly higher than what the oil company paid to purchase products from the Dangote refinery. According to him, the company purchased the product from the refinery for between 800 naira and 900 naira, but is asking marketers to sell it at 1,010 naira per litre in Lagos, 1,045 naira in Calabar, 1,050 naira in Port Harcourt, and 1,040 naira in Warri. Now moving to the foreign and European countries, as today discussed innovative ways to increase deportations of irregular migrants and rejected asylum seekers, including controversial plans to set up dedicated return centers outside the bloc. Report says far-right gains in several European countries have helped put migration issues atop the agenda as Home Affairs ministers from the bloc's 27 states met ahead of a gathering of EU leaders later this month. Meanwhile, Brussels said that ministers would consider whether the bloc should explore the feasibility of innovative solutions in the field of returns, notably the return hub concept. On entertainment, Nigerian superstar Ira Star reaches a new landmark as she hits 2 billion Spotify streams since announcing herself with a self-titled debut EP in 2019. Ira Star has become one of Nigeria's biggest musical exports. The Grammy-nominated singer has reached another career milestone after surpassing 2 billion Spotify streams. According to data, the singer has tallied just over 2 billion streams as of today. However, this feat comes a month after she released her second album, The Year I Turned 21, which has already surpassed 500 million Spotify streams. And lastly, in the world of sport, Rafael Nadal has today announced he will retire after the Davis Cup finals in November, ending a career that brought 22 Grand Slam titles, global respect, inspired epic, iconic rivalries with Roger Federer and Novak Djokovic. It was gathered that the 38-year-old Spaniard is set to end his 2 decades as a professional with 92 titles and prize money alone of $135 million. He dominated the French Open, where he won 14 of his majors, his first arriving just days after his 19th birthday in 2005, his last in 2022, making him the event's oldest champion. Recall that he was also a 4-time champion at the US Open and a 2-time winner at the Australian Open, his first triumph coming in 2009 and the second 13 years later. And that's it for the news at 3. But before we go, here again are the headlines. NDLEA drops controversial visa clearance requirement for married women. Ibmanja campaigns up about how NMPC sells PMS to marketers per litre. On the foreign scene, European Union seeks innovative ways to deport irregular migrants, asylum seekers. On entertainment, Ira Star reaches 2 billion Spotify streams. In the world of sport, Rafael Nadal to retire after Davis Cup finals in November. For information, comments, please kindly reach out to Empire Radio on 0822 888 1045. My name is Triumph Akimboye. Good afternoon.
The Senate is the Senate.
And yes, that's pretty much about it with news reading. It's not really something serious, I must say, although it might be something serious at the same time, but it's not really something serious if you are able to pay attention to the most important things. And I will try my best to give you some tips that I think you can implement if you're starting out as a broadcaster or as a newscaster, or you are interested in the field. Okay, so I think the first thing is you should actually be very calm. You need to learn how to be very calm, regardless of the kind of delivery that you want to get. Just be very calm. You might be under so much pressure. How would I be able to deliver? Am I going to be able to deliver this excellently? But the first thing that you want to do is to actually be calm, and then you want to go ahead to really practice your script even before reading. As soon as you get your script, sometimes you get the window of 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes to rehearse your script before it is time for you to go live. So you want to practice and practice and practice. Why are you practicing like that? Because you want to look out for errors, you want to get familiar with the script, you want to get familiar with some names. Honestly, it's not like maybe I started out with newscasting as a professional. I also had my time, in the first radio station that I was before this place. I also had my time there, and that was one of the things that shaped me, because you get to practice every time, always, 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 and then you get better at it. And another tip is when it is time for you to read your news, there is something called word grouping, the number of words that you can take at a time. You should, and that helps you to, you know, determine your comma, your full stop, your everything. You put that in place with your word grouping, okay? And after that, another thing that you want to do is you want to observe everything about your news. I mentioned that earlier. You want to observe everything, okay? Most importantly, for every news reading, you don't want to murder names. You don't want to sound as someone who doesn't know what they're doing. You don't want to sound as an unprofessional person, as someone who is not professional. So you should go ahead to check out the names. The names you're not familiar with, it's okay to ask people. You can check for the pronunciation of as many names as possible online, and it's going to give you the right pronunciation of it. So you also want to put that in mind. And then another thing that I want to tell you about your voice is that you don't have to sound like any other person. Your voice is your voice, and that is your originality. That is your originality, okay? Please and please, once you're able to get your words correctly, you are able to pronounce your words correctly, you are able to understand your word grouping, you know when to add your comma, you know when to, you know, apply the full stop in your reading. I promise you, you know how to pronounce certain things, certain names. I promise you, you don't even need to try to sound, you don't even need to form a kind of accent. It just flows naturally. Okay, and okay, the next thing that I have written down here is how that it is okay to make mistakes, especially if you are just starting out. It is okay to make mistakes, although making mistakes on air is not something that should be accepted. But if you get to that position whereby you're reading news on air and then you make a whole lot of mistake and you're like, don't beat yourself to it too much, okay? Just learn the mistake and then you go on. You don't even have to say, okay, I am sorry, I am this, I am that on air. Just be professional about it and get back on track with your script, okay? And the second thing that I will also want to tell you, if you actually want to learn how to be good with your newscasting, is to learn how to watch professionals read. Watch people read. Yes, watch people read. Watch them read. Watch how they read their news. Watch how they talk. Watch how they apply all these little things. Watch how they pronounce their words, their names, the names that they come across in their reading. I remember when I started out in broadcasting, I would literally sit for the broadcasters, you know, the read news in the station. I was 7 a.m., 12 p.m., 4 p.m., 6 p.m. I sit to watch them. I watch them. I extract the audio. I extract the recording of the news, and then once I get home, I listen to it over and again. Once I am done with that, I check online, I check all those channels, TV, all those things. I just check them so that I can be very good with my delivery, and it's really helped. I remember that I landed on Eleshomoyosoroluwa video in about 3 years ago, and that video really helped me. It's really helped me, aside, you know, trainings for my coaches and all of that. And lastly, the last thing that I want to tell you, okay, the last thing that I want to tell you is that you should remember to always practice until you become the picture of what you want to be. Practice and practice. Please practice a whole lot. Get new scripts. Go online. If you cannot write script for yourself, go online, check all this TV. You will see that they display the scripts. Get a screenshot. Practice, okay? Thank you so much for watching this video to the end. My name is Triumph Akimboye, and of course, feel free to let me know if you consider this video helpful in the comment section, and do also like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, as I would be bringing you other tips that would help you as a broadcaster, a presenter. Bye for now.